You ever get in a game where you don't know exactly where you're getting shot from, then you end up finally spotting the guy and your teammates and yourself push in for the kill and wonder, wait, how did we end up at the main menu? Until then, you watch the kill cam and you see the guy is blatantly cheating. Because if so, same, and especially as the last month, a lot more to be honest. But fortunately, we may actually be making some ground in the case of not having to deal with those sort of situations anymore, as Infinity Ward has been consistently banning and updating their ways that they can detect and punish cheaters, and today I want to talk a little bit about those updates and what has happened as of recently, and as well anecdotally cover a little bit of the bases in terms of what you may be seeing and what we may be seeing down the road and as we go forward into the future for Warzone, especially if it is something that they're looking to make Warzone to be a long-term supported thing outside and independent of just Modern Warfare and a sort of standalone battle royale across other Call of Duty titles to come. That said, as we go along, let me know your thoughts down below. If you guys experienced any hackers and any cheaters for yourself, and also if you've reported players like that, have you gotten any in-game notifications that those reports ended up becoming bans? Whatever it is, feel free to let me know your thoughts, and as well, if you are new to the channel, maybe considering that subscribe button to stay up to date with all things Modern Warfare and Warzone content on a daily basis. We'll keep you up to date with absolutely any and everything you need to know. But that said, let's jump into it. First, let's talk about the kind of developments here with this, where we've come from and where we are now with this sort of cheating and reporting system, and also ultimately bans that go along with it. Up until the point earlier this week, it was kind of just a matter of ban waves. Thousands of accounts were banned at a time and in multiple different waves of that, and obviously that really didn't mean a whole lot, because to many the cheating problem was abundant, and plus, as we'll mention in a second, it's free to play, so what does it matter if that account's banned? They can just get back on and start cheating all over again and still run rampant in those lobbies. So you may have run into the same cheater once, twice, 3 times, but under different names every single time. It also was mentioned, though, that as that progression happened and the anti-cheat stances were progressing, that we'd also see some cheater versus cheater lobbies established, which I thought at the time was actually hilarious, the ultimate troll, if you will, because if you're a cheater and you're just trying to ruin games for people, well, to me that's kind of poetic justice to be put into lobbies with only other cheaters. But so far, obviously not being a cheater myself, I haven't seen any of that sort of stuff happen, and we may not even ever see a glimpse at what a cheater versus cheater lobby truly looks like, where 150 players of cheaters are all in one match. I'm sure that would be definitely some sort of crazy experience, but as of recently, it's gotten a little bit of an update because there was a recent addition to this anti-cheat system that added yet another hurdle for cheaters to get over, and it's one that honestly is quite substantial, I think. In a recent tweet, they ended up saying, "Security update, we have initiated 2-step SMS authentication for Warzone PC players who log in as free-to-play as another step to provide an additional layer of security for players." Now, what this means is that anytime you end up registering an account as a free-to-play user, meaning you do not have the game in its air quote premium or $60 format, you end up having to include a valid phone number with that account, which I think at its core is in and of itself a great addition here to the anti-cheat systems. With Warzone being free to play, it's open to anybody. And so as with every free to play game, there are going to be cheaters because there is no real consequence for if an account gets banned. The biggest part, though, to combat cheaters is to really make it so that there are as many hurdles in place that it limits cheating as much as possible. The idea to have an in-game verification system like this to sort of validate to you as a free-to-play user is a way that you recognize of, hey, this is my shot, I'm going to be reasonable with it since I may not have another. And to the majority of players, the players that actually just want to experience a game firsthand and without having to pay a $60 upcharge where they would have in the past, it's something that they don't really think twice about that because they don't have any intent to take that account and do something that risks that account standing. But for those that do intend to, I guess, risk it or therefore cheat, it's something that lets you know, hey, this is your one chance. And I think that's a good idea. Of course, there are definitely ways around it. There always is. If a cheater really wanted to, they could go out of their way to get a new SIM card or a new phone or something like that. There's always workarounds, but it's just enough of a hurdle to deter that player and others like that who may be looking to cheat on that account. I'm gonna be honest with you, if I was in the shoes of one of these cheaters and my sole goal was to try and ruin other people's games, troll them, whatever you want to call it, if my account got banned, I'm too lazy to go out of my way to get a new phone number, to get a new SIM card, to do any workaround that would involve buying new hardware. And that's the idea of these hurdles, to create a way for cheaters to either get bored of trying and give up, or because it's literally not worth it. Because if you run down maybe say the most dedicated of cheaters here with this, say you get another SIM card and verification via another phone phone number. Yeah, you can get in, but then your hardware is logged with the anti-cheat, so you get banned in another couple of days here. And if you really want to cheat, yeah, you can get some hardware ID spoofers, or better yet, even new hardware altogether that can maybe go undetected for a few more games to blatantly cheat in, or so you thought, because those logs are still there, and bam, you're good for maybe at max another day or two of people reporting and before you get caught again. So like we said, it's just implementing another hurdle here that makes it just a little bit more tedious and therefore not something worthwhile to the cheater. And personally, I've never really understood the necessity to cheat in that regard to begin with. Sure, maybe like old school cheat codes or mods for some funny effect of maybe turning a player's head into a pineapple or something like that, but in a competition where the only means to win is cheating, I've never understood that. Maybe that's just me, but regardless, the cool thing though for players like you and I that just want to play the game, it seems like it's already working to disrupt the cheating player base. Forums are abuzz with frustration with their cheats that they paid for not working. You'll get banned immediately, you're shadow banned, and that's something where it will look for a match for ages but never find a game, and then eventually you'll end up getting banned later down the line. So it's kind of like, hey, you're screwed, but enjoy wasting your time, which is hilarious to me. And my favorite one of these forum complaints came from probably the one that was the most vocalized here and most publicized as of recently with these updates, in which somebody said, very, very displeased with the cheats. Now I can never play Warzone again because the account that had my phone number on it is shadow banned. You have to have a valid number to play the game. By far the worst service I've bought and a big regret of mine. I even let him control my computer to make sure all of my settings and everything was set right, which it is. Do not try to cheat, at least with these cheats. If you buy this, you will get banned. To me, that's just, you can probably hear the smile that I have. That's poetic justice, man. Like, good. I think that's really all that I have to say is good. These steps are definitely in the right direction. Will this eliminate all the cheaters right away? No, there definitely will be still ones out there, and of course, those that are out there, it's not something like it was the flick of a switch and it killed every single account like that. There are still accounts that are out there that are cheating, and I think either last night or the night before was as recent as that time where I encountered a cheater. But we also have to realize that we've seen players cheating in now the full version of the game, in Ground War and Search, wherever you may see clips of this. And right now, unfortunately, this great step in the right direction with the SMS verification, it doesn't actually affect those that have the air quote premium or full version of the game. So that cheating player base, it's not really affected. To my knowledge, the premium or full version doesn't have that extra step, so it just relies on players reporting or those that are blatantly cheating being picked up by the anti-cheat systems in the background. So there's definitely still some work here that goes along with this, and some things we'll be seeing in the future. As to what that is, your guess is as good as mine. I honestly think though that the report feature will be something expanded upon, though definitely like me, I can find it very hard to validate who's cheating and who's not. I'll be the first to say that I'll definitely be like, that was kind of sus, when I have absolutely no explanation for how I died or the viewpoint somebody has on me. Though one thing that I will say is that when you're thinking about, is that guy cheating, it's important to know some of the key things that aimbot players would have or wallhack players would have. For aimbot, especially when down, tracking the headshots is something that's huge. You'll see in some of the clips in the background a situation like this where my squad in Warzone was wiped out by a cheater, but we didn't exactly know if he was cheating or if he was toggling. There were definitely things that looked suspect, but others that were kind of just like, well, maybe he's a good player, until some of the places where he's tracing players through walls and all, and he's also tracing players' headshots at a distance and going to snap immediately to those. There's good and then there's perfect, and nobody's perfect. So that sort of stuff is, of course, your key giveaways, but I know it is tough to validate who's a cheater and who's not, and so therefore, to avoid unjust bans, it might be something that's a little bit tougher. So the future is still, I guess, a little vague, a little bit of a question mark, but something that I'm looking forward to seeing what the next steps are. Because cheating has definitely been a problem. I don't know if it's something that just because the skill bracket that my squad may be in, that we're seeing more and more of these as of late, or if it's something that it's ramping up, it's dying off, but some of these should be hopefully getting fixed out and being taken care of. So with that said, I think that's where we're going to wrap it up. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the cheating problem because I realized that I hadn't really said anything about cheating in Warzone since the launch of Warzone, and I thought I had, at least in passing, but I really didn't talk any dedicated topics in regards to that. So I wanted to change that here, give you a little update as to what may be going on. Maybe you've experienced some of this, and so therefore it could be something you're looking forward to hearing. I don't know, I just wanted to discuss with you guys a little bit about this issue. But that said, that's where we're gonna wrap it up. So let me know your thoughts down there in the comment section down below. Are you guys liking these changes or hopeful push towards a better future with less cheaters, or perhaps ideally no cheaters in Warzone? Whatever your thoughts, let me know down there in the comment section down below. But hopefully you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure you drop a like down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Modern Warfare, updates, news, information, tips, tricks, all that good stuff. We got you covered on the channel, so if any of that is you, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single thing. If you guys also want to follow me over on Twitter and Instagram, those are the best places to get connected outside of YouTube. Practically live on both those. So if you guys want to strike up a conversation, ask me a question, whatever it may be, that link is down there in the description below. Well, let's end out of the way. Thank you guys all so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.